Alright, this thing's recording. Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe, hitting the like button. It really helps out a lot. Yeah, we're getting to the end of 2025. It kind of feels crazy to say. I mean, this year has been a crazy year for me. There's kind of a few things I wanted to talk about this ride. The first main thing is my goals for next year. I don't really expect this channel to go anywhere. I don't really expect tons of followers, tons of subscribers. I'm just kind of doing this for fun. Primarily on the weekends, you know. Usually it's a Saturday ride where I go out and talk to everyone. Today it's Sunday, so we'll see. Just got back in town maybe about an hour ago. But still, wanted to get out on the bike, wanted to have some fun. Just see where the road takes me, I guess. Y'all probably see I do this loop quite a bit. It's kind of like my way to get used to being on the bike again. There's like a few stop and goes. There's a few sections where the speed turns up a little bit. I don't know. It is just a nice drive to come around here, but looking forward to 2026, right? One of my main goals for the year, as you know, me and my wife were kind of talking about what 2026 will look like. If I could boil it down to one word, it's consistency, right? I This isn't the first channel I've ever done and uploaded videos on, but a lot of them haven't really lasted longer than a few months of work and trying to get stuff done. And it is something I enjoy doing, right? Like, I do enjoy talking to a camera, especially a day like today. It is just nice to get out on the bike, enjoy the beautiful Florida weather that we're experiencing right now, when a lot of people in the country can't even ride their bikes right now due to the winter. And talk, get things off my chest. I want to be able to do a few videos. I mean, who knows? One a week right now is kind of where I'm starting. Trying to also post some shorts, but starting out once a week earlier in the year, maybe bumping it up if things start to go somewhere or I can find a little bit more time. And I mean, it's not even just consistency for a channel, right? Recently, I think I mentioned it a video or two ago, but I started like hardcore. Sorry, just making sure. Yep. I started like hardcore going to the gym, 5 a.m. before work. And it's kind of the first time in my life I've really done something like that. And so I want to be able to stay consistent with that as well. Continue going on, continue moving forward, continue working on myself, and just have that consistency to keep on pushing, keep on going for it. And yeah, I mean, 2026 is here and it's want to say the 28th for me now. So we had a few days since Christmas. It's right here. This year has flown by, but this year really was me working towards some of my goals. I just want to keep on pushing next year for the same thing. Yeah. Consistency in life, consistency in work, consistency in making videos. I think it's probably the word that describes what I want out of 2026. We'll see if I can get there, but this year has definitely had its ups and downs though. I mean, I've been working hard at a new job I started mid-2024. I was kind of putting too many hours in, not really focusing on my own self, my own mental health. And it really was towards the end of the year, I kind of realized like there are things that I want to do before I hit some of the next stages in life that I just haven't let myself for one reason or another. And The two things that it really was the bike, which I have now, and making content, which I'm trying to do now. Now that I own a motorcycle, I do feel like a lot of what I was looking for. That is a nice car. Dang, I love those old Rolls Royces. But like I have realized that I've been looking for like happiness in the wrong things, right? I I probably spent way too much time not doing much after work, just watching TV, watching some YouTube, and just kind of like letting parts of my life miss me. And like I'm young. I mean, okay. To some people I'm young. My cousin was just saying anyone over 26 is old and I'm 27, so I I think I'm still young. I've made some mistakes. I've fumbled my way through life so far and kind of ended up in a decent place. That was a Hayabusa and then an FZ. There's quite a few bikes there, man. And that is something I want. I want to be able to ride with people, but that'll come. That'll come. Yeah, I have realized that I've been missing some stuff in my life, and who knows if a motorcycle was the right call, but here I am riding, attempting to make videos, hopefully having a good time. What, I am now 270 miles into my journey. Really trying to get to that break-in so I could maybe have a little bit more fun on the bike. It does still scare me a little bit, right? I know there's a lot of things I still need to learn. Even the other day, I decided to give it a little bit of oomph, you know? My front wheel popped up a bit and I was not prepared for that. I think I just held the throttle open a bit too much while shifting. But hey, it's something that I'm learning and we'll get right one day. But yeah, we'll see what 2026 has in store for us. I mean, I don't know how it's going to turn out. There's kind of a lot of things going on. My sister and sister-in-law are both pregnant. We'll have 4 or 5 nieces and nephews by the end of the year. I mean, it's always fun to have the family grow, right? One of the reasons I wasn't riding yesterday is I went out of town with my family. Enjoyed time on the beach together. Nothing's really better than that. Why is this guy coming up on my butt, bro? You know, I never got trikes. I mean, I guess as you get older, like, you don't really want to be balancing a bike and holding up a bike at lights, but to me, that just means you need something a little smaller, not necessarily go for a trike. Life is strange. Life is great. Can also suck sometimes. I'm still kind of on this new path, right? Like, for a few years, don't come out in front of me, bro. What are you doing? I don't know how long, but I was probably dealing with a sleep issue since about high school and not realizing it. For a while, it led to like loss of motivation and not wanting to do much outside of work so I could have some money and sleep and occasionally play some video games over the last few years. And now that I've been treating that sleep issue, I've been waking up early in the morning. Caffeine, instead of being like I need caffeine to get through the day, caffeine's kind of turned into a, wow, it actually gives me an energy boost, a productivity and focus boost. But actually treating the sleep issue and treating it well has kind of opened up my eyes to some of the possibilities. It's given me more energy to do some of the things that I've always wanted to do. And you know, one of them was getting my motorcycle license and getting a motorcycle. That's checked off the list. The next thing I want to do is I want to get my pilot's license, learn how to fly. I don't have enough money to buy a plane. I don't even know if I'll have enough money to get my license fully because it costs quite a bit of money. Just being able to hop on a on a plane, take off, go somewhere new and unique is something that I think a lot of people should do uh, if they can afford it. And you know, that is something that does kind of suck in today's day and age, right? I want to talk about this too much in my content, but you kind of see it everywhere, right? It's getting to a point where it's hard to find a reasonable piece of property. It's hard. Me and my wife are thinking about moving, and we're looking at houses, and even though we could get a good chunk of money for my condo, at the end of the day, it's hard to roll that over into a house. I mean, I know we'll figure something out. We'll make it work. At the same time, my idea of where I would be in my career, in my life, was from like high school and college. I figured I'd be so much further along than I am right now. And like, I think I'm doing good for someone my age, but it still feels like out of reach without help. What's up, dude? That's a nice bike. I don't know. Everything's getting more expensive, and like you see it everywhere. It's not just housing, right? Video games, for the first time pretty much ever since it's been set at $60, are now starting to sell at $70, $80. It feels bad, right? When I was growing up, I didn't want to get into it, but I guess I'll get into it. Piracy is pretty cool, but like when I was growing up, you could buy songs on iTunes for $1.20, 99 cents. And that song was yours, right? And now you had cable, which had like every channel imaginable. And that was kind of expensive. Not everyone had cable, but now we've kind of entered this age where streaming doesn't only exist, but it's like the only option you have. And when streaming first started, all you really had was like Netflix. And Netflix had everything you could ever want on it for a low price. Then all of a sudden when Netflix took off like it did, every single company wanted to start their own streaming service. To watch this show, to watch The Office, you used to be able to watch it on Netflix, right? Then it got taken off Netflix. Then I'm pretty sure it was on Hulu for a little bit. Then it got taken off Hulu. And now the only place you can watch it is Peacock. And I mean, The Office is one of my favorite shows of all time. I've probably seen it 10 times straight through, and then like a whole bunch of random episodes. And like, it just feels bad that I need to have that subscription. And so, like, I think I've gotten to a point where like, we still have some subscriptions, right? And like, some companies still let you password share. So like, my family has a Paramount Plus subscription, and so we all use that, right? Like, I have a Peacock subscription, my parents use it, my sister uses it. We have multiple subscriptions that, like, my sister pays for one, we all use it, I pay for one, we all use it, my parents pay for one, we all use it. But things will randomly get taken down. Me and my wife were trying to watch through the Hunger Games series, and we watched the first one on like Tubo or whatever, some free one. We were going to watch the second one. It wasn't anywhere. It was on Tubo when we watched the first one. We ended up just buying the entirety of the series on Blu-ray. And now like no one can take that from us. I think it's like I'm coming to the point where if I can't find it on a streaming service, or it's not on a streaming service I have, I'm just buying the Blu-ray off of eBay. The other option, which I don't even think is that bad, piracy. This is one that kind of gets a little bit crazy, right? There are a lot of different views on piracy. Some people love it, some people hate it. I've always been of the mind, if you can't get it anywhere else, what's so bad about it? For me, it's definitely with like retro video games. Like, I can't physically go out and support the developer of Ratatouille on the PS2, right? Not that Disney needs the money, but even if I wanted to, I can't physically buy Ratatouille on the PS2 anywhere unless I go on eBay. Which at that point, I'm not even supporting whoever, I think it was THQ that developed it. I'm not supporting THQ when I buy a used copy off of eBay. It's like, why does it matter if I download that or not? I do think that's something that like Nintendo struggles with, right? They're probably the harshest on emulation and downloading ROMs, which I get it, protect your IP, it's your IP. But like a lot of the games that are being taken down off of these archive library sites are like you can't buy them. And people just want to play the games they grew up playing. I mean, emulation is crazy for that. Being able to just like boot up, I don't know, Midnight Club 3 on my PC, run it with 4K textures with like upgraded texture pack. That's not something you can really do anywhere else. Like I can't pull out my PS2 and upscale to 4K even if I wanted to. That's just not how it works. That's kind of something that has to exist through piracy, as much as it sucks. And I kind of don't know where I am anymore. But like there's a lot of different views of it, right? I think if you can't afford it, you're not gonna buy it anyway. And so why does it matter at that point? If anything, someone's piece of media, someone's art is getting enjoyed by someone, which that's really what it's for, right? Back in the day, I would get given like some iTunes gift cards for my birthday and whatever, and yeah, I would go on iTunes and buy an album or buy a song that I enjoyed. At the same time, I also used LimeWire to get music to put on my iPod. It was just kind of what you had to do to a degree. I definitely think piracy has its place. I don't really know how I got on this topic. I guess I was talking about trying to afford things in this day and age. Like everything's ridiculous. Having 50 streaming subscriptions that you have to go on to watch something is crazy. But who knows? We're all just trying to find our way through this life. 2026 will be an interesting year. Trying to stay positive, have a positive outlook on life. I do like cruisers. I do want one day. Yeah, I did run into a dude with a Harley at Publix the other day. He was pretty sweet. I mean, I was on my bike. Yeah, may as well, even though I'm not riding with this guy, may as well practice what would be proper group riding, having him on the left, me on the right. Yeah, it has genuinely been an interesting year. Am I still recording? I am. It has been an interesting year. But all we can do is ride and have some fun. Work hard. Try to make our way through this messed up world. And just try to enjoy the family and friends around you, right? Besides my goal in 2026, right? What are my goals with riding? I do just enjoy being on a bike, and it's something I never fully understood why people would even do this until I started doing it. Like, yeah, sure, it's dangerous. Like, I don't have a seatbelt. My like long-term goals with riding, I do want to just become a better rider. I enjoy getting better at things, right? I've done like racing school in a car. Who knows in 2026, but at some point I want to do racing school on a bike. I think it'd be fun to go to the track, hone in my skills, become a better rider. I want to go on some road trips. Who knows about cross country? I want to learn how to work on bikes and fix bikes. Or I want to ride dirt bikes, right? I want to go exploring in the wilderness. I want to go on some trails that I haven't been on before. Really just being outside is the main motivator for wanting to be on a motorcycle. It's going to get hot in a few months here in Florida. I'm not really looking forward to that. But it is nice to just get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather, enjoy some of the views, take the back roads more, enjoy the experience of being out on the road. As much as life sucks, life is awesome too. Just being able to enjoy the sky. It's so beautiful. I think this is probably one of the first times I've ever been truly excited about a new year, especially in the last few years. I have been in like a real slump the last few years. I mean, I say that. I started dating a lovely woman a few years ago, got married to her a year and a half ago, and she's everything childhood me could have ever hoped for in a wife. But outside of that, like, I hated where I was working previously. I was not taking care of myself, my body, my finances. That kind of leads to a little bit of a miserable life. For a while, before I got married, before my wife moved in with me, my daily schedule was to go to work, order Uber Eats for lunch, maybe go out for lunch, get home, be exhausted, lay in bed, order Uber Eats on dinner, or for dinner, just like lay in bed and watch YouTube or watch TV. And now I feel like with treating sleep issues, with being married, with enjoying some of the smaller things about life, I really am looking forward to this year. It is interesting having this mindset switch, right? Like, one of the things me and my wife started doing not too long ago was, well, actually no, we started doing this pretty early on dating, but telling each other our highs and our lows. What was good about the day, what wasn't so good about the day. Just kind of reflecting on the day that we just had and what went wrong, what was really good. And I mean, every once in a while, right, you don't have a good thing or you don't have a bad thing. But it's just finding those things to be grateful about in your day, even if you had a bad day, really has helped me have a better outlook on life. Life sucks, but life can also be beautiful. I don't really know if I have that much more to talk about today. Just that. Love your family, love others. Try to be positive. Don't try to be negative. You don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know why they think the way that they think. You don't know why they do the things that they do. But a life full of love is better than a life full of hate. And that's something I've been learning a lot recently. I guess if you're new, consider subscribing. If you made it this far, thanks. I appreciate it. Again, 2026, consistency. I hope to see at least 52 videos next year. We'll see if I can keep that pace. Who knows, maybe I'll start making more videos about random things along the way too. But peace, love. Buy your mom some flowers. Call your dad, tell him you love him. Bye.